Neat.
Mines. Do.
And there it is. Oh, goodness. Get a lot of ads of like stolen identity or like home security.
Makes sense.
So what do you think that means?
Means they know that the hackers are just two clicks away from getting your stuff. You better subscribe to the most expensive package.
That's a really good idea. I didn't think about that.
You know, these companies just want to keep you safe.
Right. And that's it. There's nothing else.
Take the hunt. Hello, hard takes. Ben Whitnell. Hackers only need to ask me for my stuff.
Right. I'll just give it to you. I don't care.
Alright, how am I going to work on these wraps?
Are they chicken wraps? Are they lettuce wraps?
I did find my Lamian medium.
I think they're chicken wraps.
New place could be. Ah, there it is. Forsaken Fortnite, yeah boy.
Take the bandit disliked and enjoying life.
Lurch,
how's it go? Lurch, how's it going tonight, guys?
Woo! It's going
horribly. Everything's falling apart in both of our lives.
Yeah. And the only thing that could ever correct it is if Games Workshop comes out with a new Eldar kits. So we're doomed.
I've been saying that for years.
Ian Crimson, almost done with my Abrams tank. Tamiya kit hit kind of different from Games Workshop kits. Yeah, I found that real kits are a giant pain in the butt. Because usually like pieces don't fit perfectly and the instructions aren't very good and you kind of...
I mean, as a kid, did you ever finish a real model kit?
I don't think ever once. And it was many attempts. Many attempts.
I know my dad and I built a much simpler one once. It was a car.
I know. I put together a helicopter, and I did put it together, but I used hot glue, which is not typical of most model kits.
Wait, that's not the preferred glue?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, I think at the time my options were like a glue stick or hot glue.
I mean, a glue stick would have been hilarious.
A glue stick would have been awesome. Honestly, it probably would have worked better.
Well, next time.
Yeah. I think the last real model kit I put together that was that the Anakin Skywalker's pod racer.
Right.
People probably might recall that from the very first Models and Memories Weekly.
Ooh.
Had to do a lot of repair work to that kit to make it a little bit more accurate and look good.
Yeah, don't forget the looking good. Joaquin Costa. Hey there, EOB community. That's us.
Yeah.
Forsaken Fortnite. Harlequin's army is so much work. I don't know what I agreed to.
I bet. But it's a lot of painting work.
Lucky Bat says ooh, but Lucky Bat is late?
Oh my god.
Jeez Louise, what the hell?
Nate's Miniatures. Hey, EonsOfBattle. What's crack-a-lackin'? Hi.
Oh, you know.
We're just trying to stick it to Games Workshop. I haven't bought a new kit in days.
Damn. Well, you know, on Sunday we really stuck it to Games Workshop because we played Malifaux.
That's true.
That was pretty wild.
Mm-hmm.
Learned how to play Malifaux.
Fucking Costa. I'm starting to think all of these dislikes is preventing me from getting notifications of streams. Am I subscribed to anyone where I would get notifications?
I've never once got a notification.
I've never either. I know Heath Aldrich streams. I don't think I've ever gotten a notification. Uncle Adam streams. I've never gotten a notification. I don't even know what one would look like.
Probably a little number by the bell. That's my guess. Jason M. Yeah, how was Malifaux?
It was really good.
Fun?
I really liked it.
The cards are fun.
The cards are really fun. The no dice, it's really trippy.
It takes just a little bit to get it because the combat's a little weird with the cards.
Yeah.
But then once you get the operations and the math.
When you read it in the rule book, you're gonna want to give up instantly. Because I read it a bunch of times in the rule book, and I'm like, oh my god. Yeah. But it once you've played it a couple times, it makes perfect sense. Like you roll to see your attack strength, and then
you pull a card.
Yeah, you pull a card, and then you compare it to your enemy, and then you get the opportunity to cheat. And then after you've cheated by using a card from your hand, then you draw a card to see if you've dealt damage, and you're almost always going to be at a disadvantage, and so you draw 2 and then pick the lowest, and the cards will you'll always draw like a 9, 10, 11, 13, and then you'll also draw a 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, really fun. And the characters are really flavorful. A lot of them have gimmicks. I was working on these ladies last night, the ice dancers, and they have a really cool thing where they can conjure blocks of ice and attack by pushing the blocks of ice at other models.
That's hilarious. I know I had the sow, and the sow can birth piglets. And that was pretty fun. I birthed one, and then I died, and then on death, you birth another one automatically. So then I had two rolling around.
The Malifaux models are hard to put together. This lady, she's probably 13, 14 pieces.
Really?
Every leg is separate. Every arm is separate. Her head is 2 pieces. All of her capes and stuff are separate pieces. Not easy. Monitor. The new Necron book, Twice Dead King, is available on audiobook now with the same narrator as Infinite and Divine. # shield mode. Sweet! I'll have to check that out.
Shill mode.
These miniatures. I did print some one-page rules Robot Legions last night. Neat.
Joaquin Costa. It sounds like Nick found pig-loving orcs in that game. I mean, pretty much.
I used my performers, and they were awesome. I picked them just because I liked their look, and knew nothing about them whatsoever. I really like how they play. One of the big things for them is the Chorophy and mannequins. And when a Chorophy is killed, you replace it with a mannequin. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome.
I got to borrow an army.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good one. It was a good one, though. It's fun. I don't know if I'll go full pig. I mean, a lot of options with Bayou.
Maybe a little Bayou Bash.
This is true. Still, I guess it came out. It said it was supposed to come out in like October or August, but I never heard of anything happening.
Yeah, it could be due to the great nothing is shipping anywhere on Earth problem.
I don't know.
SB highlights, have you considered getting into Star Wars Legion? It is reasonably cheaper than 40k. Oh yeah, I'm all in for Star Wars Legion. I have 800 points of Rebels, at least, probably closer to over 1,000. I'm getting up to 800 points of Empire, and then I'll do 800 points of clones, and then 800 points of droids.
So I'm imagining what, like your life savings are going into all of this?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I only really play 40k, so I would just assume that that game is also just as expensive.
I'd say Legion is probably almost half as expensive. You don't need as many models, and the models are cheaper. Like a squad of guys is $25, as opposed to like 35, 40, 50, 60. And heroes are like 15. Vehicles are still 50. Or 50. They're still kind of expensive, but you need like one. Natival Noir, your video on FOMO kept me from buying the Black Templar box on release and looking at eBay. I think I made the right call. I'll get much more for less money, and the kit's all parceled out. Yeah, I didn't want the book, and I didn't want the cards. And I didn't want the Dreadnought, so it just didn't make any sense for me to get it. And like all of this stuff's gonna, it would be craziness if they didn't release all the Black Templar stuff individually.
Yeah, that'd be a little hard to believe. If they didn't, would you sue Games Workshop and destroy them?
Yeah.
Great.
I would sue them for not providing me with product to purchase.
Exactly.
Andy Crimson, no, assembling a Malifaux model is akin to seeing non-Euclidean angles and esoteric horrors. Mind-rending insanity. Painting Malifaux models is pretty pleasurable, though. Yeah, I like Malifaux. I think it's a really great, especially if you've been playing 40k and other games, and like you cut your teeth on those games, and now it's time to really step up your game and do some Malifaux painting. And this purple is all watery because I left my palette covered last night.
Ah. Nathaniel Smith, think you'll ever 3D print an army?
Probably. I don't know. Make for an interesting video.
I mean, it's a long life. I mean, in the future, we'll be 3D printing wives and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
I mean...
Colin Mark, watch the comeback of Warhammer Fantasy be more popular than Age of Sigmar. I already know they got my dollar if they bring back Grimgore Ironhide and the Black Orc Immortals. I do doubt it. I know there's some folks online who are like, Warhammer Fantasy Battles. Age of Sigmar is really popular. I know Matthew at Mini Wargaming, he used to run... they used to have a store, and he like had the behind-the-scenes figures, and apparently Warhammer Fantasy Battles was making up like 4% of sales. So
yikes!
It's hard to believe it's going to come back and stomp. I know the Total War Warhammer games are really popular, but those are video games. I don't know if people who love video games are going to plunk $500 minimum down on an army so that they can have to do all the work in their heads.
Yeah, it's not always a direct. Some people, not everyone.
Yeah. Fucking Costa. Oh man, I got some Kickstarters that are taking forever, and we still get updates akin to, "We swear it's happening, we swear, please believe us."
Adorable.
Leo Gold, never gonna give you up. Oh, and then he just gave up on it.
Nah,
Leo, you should have continued to post the entire song.
Jeez, what's wrong with you?
Dario Cohen, have you ever heard of the game Conquest: Last Argument of Kings? Yes, I have. It is it's like a fantasy game with kind of a grim fantasy setting. It's got movement trays. It looks kind of neat. It's a newer game. Where's purple? Oh, it's in the purple drawer. Sean, I just blew $300 on tools from Jay's recommendations. Holy cow, what did I recommend that got you to $300?
Maybe a airbrush?
An airbrush would do it. Park Whitning, does Star Wars Legion have a full box set like Kill Team and can get me started playing in just one purchase? Absolutely, they have two. They have one box that comes with everything you need, except not quite enough dice. You need to buy at least one or two more packets of dice. But they have one that comes with a lot of Rebels and Imperials, and they have another box that comes with a lot of clones and battle droids. And it's a super crazy good deal.
But exactly. Nathaniel Smith, I don't care for Age of Sigmar, but holy crap, the models made me buy from it. Got that Crow Warband. It is fun.
Sean, JU saved me hundreds of wasted dollars. Thank you very much. Well, good. It's good that that $300 was well spent. Fatboy15, Alpha Booza has a Patreon donation goal to buy out Games Workshop. Yes, I think Major Kill also has it. For like, you know, if we get $100 million, I'll buy Games Workshop. This is not a joke. G-Force member 45, Malifaux's neat, but not really a fan of the style. I really like the style. I think it's fun. It's grim. It's steampunky. It's like Victorian noir. I really dig it.
It's a little silly.
It's very silly.
I mean, Trixie Belle, the good time gal. Jeez Louise.
Nathan Smith, I've never seen anybody with a fully printed painted army. I think you'd be the first one. I think sometimes people get into trouble with the printers because they all of a sudden they have a pile of printed shame.
SB highlights. Can you make a new force-based tutorial?
Yep, coming right up.
Don't we have one that's new?
I don't remember. I don't think so, not for Forest. But I mean, we may have something a lot like that coming out very soon. Not crazy soon, but soon. Tomorrow. No, it's not tomorrow.
No. Or else, uh-oh. Yeah, let's see. How do I do this? How do I navigate this website? I'd much rather Sort by date added, obviously. Which one am I thinking? Oh, I guess I'm thinking of simple, effective fantasy forest bases.
Mmm.
That might be a good place to start.
Nathaniel Smith. I don't care for Age of Sigmar, but holy crap, the models made me buy from it. Got the Crow Warband. Oh yeah, those guys were cool for Warcry. Kinonas. I don't care about Warhammer Fantasy Battles. I just got a Grom the Paunch Mini. Ooh.
Vampy, is there a swamp-based tutorial? There's like 20 of them.
Yeah, there.
we have a couple on our channel. We have a bog base, and then on Midwinter Mini's channel we have one as well. When he was doing the paternity leave, we had a Midwestern swamp base on his channel.
Mm.
Joaquin Costa. Hey Nick, do you do commissions for 3D printing yet? I'd like you to 3D print me a 3D printer. I trust your quality. Coming right up. All of the motors are going to be made out of 3D printed material. Everything.
It used to be a big thing, people 3D printing 3D printers. It doesn't seem like it happens that much anymore.
They're cheap now.
Yeah, they're cheap now, and you could probably never 3D print one that was awesome. You could probably 3D print one that was as good as other 3D printers back in like 2013.
Yeah, I mean, I still remember the craziest thing in the world is remember Jess? She got a 3D printer and then put it together, and it was like a nightmare. It was like from China, and it had to assemble the whole thing, get everything going, and it barely worked. And then like a year later, I could just buy one for the same price that was mostly put together and wasn't a giant pain. And it worked from the beginning. Like just within a year, the price came down enough where you could just buy whatever.
Ed Scar, can you do a tutorial for a clear flying base? I've been having trouble finding the right clear paint to make the base clear. Yeah, it's hard to find good clear paint because you paint it and then all of a sudden it's not clear. It's real false advertising. Synthbound, could you do a cherry blossom sakura-like base tutorial? That's not a bad idea. That's a good one. I'll write that one down.
Sean, I'm still not fully ready to commit to a 3D printer.
Makes sense.
Yeah. It's a whole other thing.
And then you still got to pay for the STLs.
This is true.
No, you can find them for free. Well, you should try to pay for them because if you want the cool, sexy underground 3D prints space, you need to help it happen.
This is true.
So,
yeah, but there's a lot of crap online that you can just get for free.
That's true.
Where it all just looks like garbage.
Also, a lot of people have stolen stuff from other places and then just republish it on free sites.
This is also true. Yeah, it's a tough world out there for an STL.
You can paint a coffee filter pink and use a tiny hole punch to make cherry blossom leaves. Yeah, I haven't found a great hole punch. I have a good leaf hole punch, but it's a little bit big. But yeah, I definitely would like to get some more hole punches because it's neat.
"1313s, I don't have to 3D print. I have a friend that does so. If I really want something, I say, hey! Well, there you go. That's what I was thinking. Thinking Arthur.
Mm-hmm.
I'm that friend.
Mm-hmm.
Can you print me something? That was me being Jay.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much exact.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good impression, I would say.
Why did I decide to paint the pearls? They looked fine.
Christopher Garcia. Some of my friends love 3D printing, but I have not gotten into it yet. Yep.
Yeah, if Nick didn't 3D print, I think I would maybe buy a couple of pieces on Etsy, but I don't know. There's so much out there that you don't have to 3D print. That you can just buy it and it comes to you, and you assemble it and paint it. I feel like I would never need to 3D print something.
Right. And it does, it just takes up more time.
Mm-hmm.
It really, really does. No, it takes 30 seconds and it's free. It's not. Again, somebody brought up the smartest rebuttal to all this, which is go look on Etsy, see what prices people are selling stuff at. Not much cheaper. Because it takes a lot of work.
Yeah, because once you factor in the cost of the resin, the cost of running a machine for hours,
The time.
prepping the machine, post cleaning the machine, getting a failure right in the middle.
And then, you know, you have to... I mean, on Etsy, I think you have to add in a little bit more because you have to package it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to go to the post office. You got to mail it off.
And then Etsy takes their gosh darn cut.
They do. Exactly. But we've upgraded our Etsy account. So they're gonna take my firstborn child. And I think that's a little bit of a better deal.
Oh yeah, it's a way better deal. It's
Yeah.
called the one and done. One child, no more fee.
Exactly.
But 3D printing is really cool. I think if I could have a hobby besides this hobby, it would be a plastic 3D printing, because I would love to make props and homemade Nerf guns and mechanics and little robot-y things. That seems like tons of fun. Lightsabers.
And welcome to Eons of Printing.
Yeah.
We're gonna redo the whole channel.
Stress testing different brands of PLA. I was recently cleaning some 3D prints because a lot of people are like, oh, 3D printing is amazing because you don't have mold lines, which is true. But you still have the little puckers wherever there was a support. And those are still a pain in the butt. It's really kind of just a different version of the same thing. Cleaning mold lines and cleaning the little puckers. There's no escape. Nathaniel Smith, if anything, 3D printing has added so much variety to the miniature community because a small business can produce bones level quality miniatures, which helps the market and the hobby. Oh yeah, 3D printing is awesome. By not wanting to get into it does not mean it's not awesome.
Wait a second. We have STLs available on our Patreon.
Oh yeah. And I mean,
Isn't that amazing?
not to cast this, shade, but it's way better than Bones. Bones is all hand sculpted. It's not really comparable.
Hmm. But if you join the Patreon at our highest level, you get a bunch of STLs, terrain
Some
STLs.
Sweet STL. You ever played Dawn of War?
Oh yeah,
It's that.
it is. It's like half of the Space Marine buildings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Relive your childhood by joining our Patreon. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. I get a lot of those videos on Facebook of 3D printing concrete.
Yeah, those are
Have you
fun.
seen those?
Like
Yeah.
3D printing a house, supposedly.
I saw a video going out. I didn't watch it, which is most of my life. I was just adding stuff to the watch list that I never watch. And apparently it's a video about that and the problems with it. Because it doesn't work or something. Or they haven't solved all of the problems yet.
I mean, it always looks pretty foolproof in the YouTube videos. I don't know what they're talking about.
Antonio, saying 3D printing is more convenient than regular models because you don't have mold lines is like saying that having a pet crocodile is more convenient because you don't have to clean cat hair.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Daniel Bear, Nick, can you print me some D's?
These nuts?
No, you're supposed to say what are D's?
Oh, I
And he
ruined the
comes
joke.
back with a D's nuts, and then and then everyone goes crazy.
Yeah.
All right, we'll try again. Yeah, post your comment again, Daniel Bear. Take 2.
George Gajardo, I keep watching knife forging videos on YouTube for some reason.
It does look really cool.
It does look really cool. I get those on Facebook too.
I wonder, do the real pros all use files? Because I feel like you go through a lot of sandpaper. Because, like, surely for hundreds of years they didn't use sandpaper. Because it didn't exist.
I've seen people do both.
I bet using files is a giant pain.
Yeah.
I only want to watch it. I think I've seen that video. It comes down to moving the equipment, hiring the specialists, and buying the incredibly specific concrete is usually more expensive.
Yeah, that makes sense. I always kind of wondered, like, there's layer lines. So do they fill them in, or like you don't want, or like, imagine if that was like in California, would it just crack?
I don't know.
I don't know how it works.
Do you vapor smooth them?
Yeah, I don't know. That'd be hilarious.
Do they tumble them? I don't know though. I mean, people have put the popcorn texturing on their homes, which instantly ruins it.
Good.
God, how did that even become a thing? Do you want do you want the walls of your home to be permanently covered in like water and dirt?
Yeah, this is my bet. My bet was there was a contractor that did shit jobs on the walls, or they like messed it up really badly, and they need patches everywhere or something. And they're like, you know what? Let's just put some shit all over it, and nobody will know.
That's true. I mean, yeah, that's why popcorn ceilings exist.
Right. It's like, oh, so we can just be sloppy and it's fine? Cool, let's just do that. And then that's what people did for a while. Daniel Bear, wow, can't believe you ruined the joke, Nick. I'm unsubscribing, leaving a like, and then leaving.
Do it! That's the wrong color.
Oh no. Benjamin Reynolds, there goes Daniel to become a dentist. Oh no, I'm as we turn people away here, they become dentists.
I only want to watch it. I think the same women also made a video about container homes, also the same reason.
Yeah.
I saw a really cool video where somebody had a container workspace on their property that had like some tools in it, and what they did is they had they built like a little lip on the top, and then they filled it with gravel, and then in the morning they would turn on a sprinkler, and the sprinkler would wet the gravel. And then as the water evaporates during the day, it would cool down the box.
Which is pretty smart, because I bet you those get hot.
Mm-hmm. DJ Marquito, yo, how long y'all been bros? Good vibes all around, super chill. 40 years.
Yeah. Since the late 80s, we've been bros.
Is that closer in color? A little bit, maybe.
I only want to watch it. But if you really want that corrugated metal look, just put up corrugated metal on your walls.
Exactly. Easy peasy.
Simple. However, one stream we looked up how much it would cost to get a shipping container. Don't know why. It was probably last year.
Mm-hmm. Well, Eon's Battle is going to be operating out of a shipping container pretty soon.
I think it was like $5,000, $2,000.
I wonder if the shipping price of a container has skyrocketed since you can't seem to get a container.
Probably. Daniel Bear, I'm not leaving to become a dentist. I'm going to ascend to an orthodontist.
Ah. Cobalt Keep! Tips! How did he make the base? You must tell me. And container prices have skyrocketed. Oh, Cobalt would know. Cobalt would know better than anyone. It is a Green Stuff World texture roller. It is this... it's an acrylic rolling pin that has the negative version of whatever shapes you want. And then you glue Milliput to the base, which is a 2-part epoxy. And then you'll roll this on top. And then it gives you a really good look. It has kind of lines, and I don't know if they're supposed to be there. Actually, I can probably find out right now. I bet they're not supposed to be there. It's just in the manufacturing. It kind of looks like a wood grain. Yeah, they both have it, and I really doubt they're supposed to have that sort of a texture. I wonder if I used cornstarch, because I used water and it worked okay as a barrier between the putty and the roller. I wonder if I used cornstarch, if it would kind of fill in those lines. And then not put that onto my finished product. Mm-hmm. They're very nice. They're a little pricey. Oh, they have like a deal where you can buy all of them for $50. I didn't know if I liked them yet, though.
Cobalt Keep tips again. Oh, very nice. I have some of those, but I'm terrible at it.
Yeah, it's a tricky process. I didn't love doing it, but I do kind of like the end result. So I think I'm gonna keep trying. Daniel Thompson, just do a train heist like the good old days and steal one off the inner model car.
Perfect.
Benjamin Reynolds, does it work with green stuff too, or does it have to be milliput? It probably works better with green stuff. The only reason I used milliput is so I could sand the edge, because green stuff doesn't like to sand. And if I had actually done a better job, I wouldn't have gotten little, like you can see there's kind of a gap here. And I don't really mind too much, but what I could have done is either did a better job initially, or added one more step, made more milliput, and filled in little gaps like this. And then sanded it. PJ McMurray, I read an article that containers are running 22,000 each at the moment. Wow.
Jeez.
Is that 22,000 to own it or 22,000 to use it?
Yeah. Is it that there's not enough? Isn't it a bunch of factors? It's not that there's not enough containers, I would assume.
I thought it was maybe like the containers weren't running
crew.
for a long time.
I thought it was the crew. They didn't have enough people at the ports.
Ah.
That's what I thought it was. But I don't know. I literally don't know anything.
Yeah, we're not Eons of shipping.
No.
Cobalt Keep tips. Last container I saw was 24,800 bucks for freight only, not including duties, taxes, or delivery fees. Holy moly!
Damn. Yikes.
$13. Isn't this Eons of shipping? You'd think, because we do a lot of shipping, but.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank goodness my pile of shame is well stocked. Okay, I gotta brighten up this face, but I don't want to turn it into a white face. Something like that. Maybe one. I can maybe go one little bit higher.
Daniel Bear, this is Eons of Shilling.
Yeah.
Eons of Shipping is on the 3rd floor. Exactly. And the elevators are broken, by the way.
Mm-hmm. G-Force member 45. Oreo milkshake time. That sounds pretty awesome.
I used to get that at Denny's.
Ah.
All the time.
You'd have a grand slam and then that.
Ah, jeez. Call that an early death. That's what I call that.
Yeah, how many years do you think that takes off?
Good amount. I don't care. It's good. It's fine. Worth it. Yeah. I haven't been to a Denny's since November on Thanksgiving Day. In 2019. That's the last time I went to Denny's.
Yeah, it's been years and years for me.
Yep.
I was never really a Denny's person.
Or 2019, if I said 16. Because that was
it was yesterday.
Amanda visited me in California, and it was over Thanksgiving, and that's what she like just flew in, and we went to Denny's.
As you do.
Exactly.
GeForce member, here for a good time, not a long time. Benjamin Reynolds, you went to Denny's on Thanksgiving? I'm sorry, man. It's the saddest story I've ever heard.
I mean, it's actually kind of great. It was, yeah, it was pretty wild. Yeah.
And I gotta darken the cross that's been burnt into her forehead without making it black. These are normal models. Very average. That should probably do it. Exactly. Oh my goodness, this magenta paint. I really like Vallejo's magenta, but it separates so fast.
Hmm. I only want to watch it. I used to work in an ice cream shop. Oreo ice cream had 4 pounds of just Oreo cream per batch. Damn. Yeah, it's a lot.
I feel like that's a little skimpy. They could add a little more.
Guess how much is a batch?
3 servings. I was thinking about how I'm going to paint these bases, and I'm thinking maybe green. I want to get a little nuts.
Ooh.
I want to use colors I don't use. I want to do things I don't normally do. Especially if this is going to snowball into a new army. I was trying to think, what can I do?
Everything black.
Yeah, black with tan and red accents, right?
Yep. I only want to watch it. A batch was about 1 shipping container's worth.
I am almost motivated after the stream. I will go airbrush for an hour or 2. Neat.
As everyone should.
Yeah.
Especially people that don't have an airbrush.
Yeah, you should be airbrushing the most.
Yep. Pretend to airbrush. Practice. Just sit there. Ah, there's a clog. Yeah.
Yep.
Be doing that.
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot I was supposed to be cleaning my airbrushes today. They're sitting there with soap in them, and then I need to wash them out. I'll probably do it sometime this week.
And they never got cleaned out ever.
Nope. PJ McMurray, Jay, maybe gray and green, like stone that has gotten mossy. Maybe. I was thinking maybe snow. Get some snow on top.
Oh.
I've heard that the best snow is Jon Snow from Game of Thrones. No, the best snow is crushed glass. Which makes sense. Because basically, like, snow is just shiny ice.
Mm-hmm.
So
is that a product that people buy, or do you just crush glass?
Hopefully it's a product I can buy. I don't know who makes it, though, because, yeah, Army Painter makes a snow, and it sucks. I don't know if I've seen a snow I particularly like. George Drury, this is the greatest self-deprecating nerd show on all of YouTube. You guys are awesome. Yeah!
I've been saying that for years.
Benjamin Reynolds, I can airbrush eyeballs. I practice so much. Teach me your ways.
You can do a full heavy metal eyeball, just the airbrush.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some people do some pretty intricate stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. Dana Thompson, Gale Force or whatever has a snow that's better than Army Painter.
Hmm. Is it made of crushed glass? Ooh, that eye didn't work out. You
Jason M.
can't see that.
Crushed glass is used for shuffleboard. Could probably get it off of Amazon.
What? Why does shuffleboard need crushed glass?
Because I think you put that on and then you do the shuffleboard stuff.
Isn't crushed glass kind of dangerous?
I guess it depends on how fine it is. Because if it's really fine, isn't it just like sand?
I suppose. I feel like it would still be kind of sharp even at the small scale.
I think I understand. I think I've seen that in person.
I'm just imagining like somebody go, and then they're blind.
Probably, yeah. But yeah, it's like super fine.
Yeah, you know what Granny says. Don't sneeze in the shuffleboard court.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Is it actually called shuffleboard? What is that? It's like but it's like a tabletop version of shuffleboard.
Oh.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Air hockey?
No. But it's like the same principle. You know how the air cushions the things moving?
Yeah.
You put that powder on, and that cushions the movement. Like the pucks and stuff move over that. I think that makes sense to me.
Daniel Thompson. I mean, the most powerful self-defense tool is pocket sand for a reason. Ed Scar, breathing in crushed glass? That sounds, Benjamin Reynolds, crushed glass is what Culture Hustle uses for the most glittery glitter. Interesting. Benjamin Reynolds, glass hockey was at all the arcades. Nathaniel Smith, I think the structure of glass makes it harmful when ground up, unlike sand. And I know there's different types of sand too. Like construction sand is water sand, while you can't use like desert sand for construction. Because I think desert sands, the grains are soft. And water sand, the grains are sharp.
On Amazon, you can get Allen Shuffleboard 2-pack of 3 pounds of glass shuffleboard beads, and it's in a shaker. Oh, that is shuffleboard. I always thought shuffleboard was like an outside activity. Guess it is. Yeah, this is what I'm thinking. Because my cousins have a shuffleboard table, like a really small one, and it has. I thought it was just sand, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's glass. Interesting.
I only want to watch it. Are you thinking of Crocodile?
Here we go. Monitor, you were thinking of deck shuffleboard. Yeah, I'm like thinking of like stuff on cruise ships.
Ah.
That's what I'm thinking. Hilarious. Sean literally said what I just said immediately after I said it. That's funny.
George Shadow, why not just get one of them bag o' glass from Mainway Inc.? The beads. I don't know. I saw someone used ground up glass. I don't remember if it was from a company or they crushed themselves, and it looked amazing. on a mini.
Crush that glass.
Mm-hmm. All right, she's a tiny, tiny bit wall-eyed, but that's as good as it's gonna get.
Woo! Walleye is good.
Mm-hmm. About to say, can I get one more face done? We have 4 minutes. So yeah, I can probably only get 4 done.
4 more faces?
Mm-hmm.
That's not very many faces.
Yeah, faces are hard. I can see why Games Workshop always screws it up.
Exactly.
Wouldn't it be funny if everybody who made a video about how awful Games Workshop's faces are, if their best painted face was next to it?
Ah. Yeah, that should be what you have to do.
Faces are ridiculously difficult.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, Games Workshop should be getting it right because they're a big giant company that can pay for the best, but Bambi tips. Been enjoying your vids. Keep being dope for us. Kill Teamians. Kill Teamians. Ah, Kill Team is so awesome.
Yeah, got it.
Super excited. There may be some Kill Team content coming in the near future.
Very,
kind of a lot
true.
of Kill Team content.
Thanks for the tip.
Yeah.
Nice tip.
Oops, I left this paint open for the last 5 days. Sure, I think the best way to make realistic snow is to use a couple different techniques. I use liquid frost from Green Stuff World, baking soda, thin CA glue, and GW snow technical stuff. Neat. Maybe it's just to use real snow.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. You just always put your minis in the freezer when you're not playing with them, and then you have your house be really, 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 really cold.
Mm-hmm.
Or you play in like a commercial freezer.
Daniel Barrett, the amount of hate online for the face of the 30k Ultramarine model was awful. Yeah, what's tricky is you really can't tell how good a face sculpt is under the paint job.
Right.
Because there's beautifully painted faces that are on top of a pretty bad face sculpt, and then there's pretty bad painted faces of beautiful sculpts.
Mm-hmm.
Ethan Lewis, real snow with super glue looks very convincing for the first 7 minutes of a match.
Yeah, there you go. That's a pro tip right there.
Mm-hmm. PJ McMurray, painting-wise, Games Workshop should be painting faces better by now. They have 30 years of practice, but the face hate is way too high. Yeah, I almost wonder if they're trying to do something where like their paint jobs are kind of like good, but almost achievable in a way. Like, I don't know. I don't know why the faces wouldn't like, because if your faces weren't looking great, you'd think you would just hand off the face step to whoever could paint good faces. Like, get Louise to do it or something. Or they have people who can do good faces.
Right.
I wonder if it's just not... They don't think people will buy less if the face isn't perfect. I mean, it could be that people making videos is not really hurting the bottom line sales.
No.
So they just don't really care if the faces or whatever.
I mean, I can see that being the case. And speaking of faces, it is 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
You know what that means, folks? We're gonna be going to Betty Buys.
Mm-hmm.
But we had a video out yesterday. We have 2 more normal videos out this week, but we have a Patreon video as well. And we have a Patreon live stream after our normal live stream where you can call in and chat with us, which is always really fun.
Woo-woo.
Little hobby hangout.
Little hang.
Exactly.
Little HH.
But, exactly. But we'll be back with another live stream at 9 p.m. Central Time. So join us for that.
Mm-hmm. All right, everybody. Good night.
Good night.
End.